what I'm going to do first is go ahead and just execute the technique without saying anything, so you can see how quickly I can do it. I'm pretty sure it'll take me less than 20 seconds, and I'm pretty sure that by the end of this tutorial you'll be able to do the same thing in less or around, perhaps slightly over 20 seconds, depends how good you are, but it's very basic. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it, and you can time me if you want. So here goes. And that's it. Now I've got this control here that I can just a slider, I can slide to the left and right, and you can see it's changing the eye color. So I don't know how long that took me, but I'm pretty sure it was less than 20 seconds. I'm now going to take you through each step from the beginning and show you how I did it and explain things along the way. First thing I'm going to say is I will be teaching you all the hotkeys and shortcuts, which means instead of using the mouse, I want you to learn how to carry out commands and activate tools using the keyboard rather than the mouse. That way you'll find that your work flows a lot quicker, and it saves you having to drag the mouse all across the screen. So first we're going to open an image. So again, using the hotkeys, that's Command O for open or Control O if you're on a PC. I may as well let you know that you can go to File and Open if you want, but try and use the hotkeys, it is a lot quicker. So Command O, I'm on a Mac here, open up the file you want to use. I've just taken this one off the internet because the kid has big eyes, so it will show you the effect a bit clearer. You can download an image on Facebook or a photograph you've taken, whatever, just get any image that you want to use. Then just quickly zoom in so you can fill the eyes across the canvas to make your work a lot easier as well. Again, using hotkeys, press Command plus or minus or Control plus or minus if you're on a PC. You can see that when I press Command minus, it zooms out, Command plus zooms in. So just zoom in so you've got the eyes filling up the canvas, and that'll make things a bit quicker and easier for you. So that's step one done. Step two, we're going to create a new layer to work on. So you could go down here and click on this little icon which looks like a piece of paper being pulled away. That will create a new layer, or again using the hotkeys, I'm going to press Shift Command N for new layer, or Shift Control N if you're on a PC. All you need to know here about the dialog box that opens is the name. It's a good practice to get into naming your layers, even although we're just working on 2 layers here. It's a good practice to get into and continue to do so, especially as you start using more layers as you go along. So if I can spell eyes correctly and just press return, and you can see now this is our layers box here. We've got this new layer called eyes. So we're going to work with that. So that's step 2 done. Step 3, we're going to color in the eyes with a base color. So this isn't the color we're going to change the eyes to, it's just a base color that we're going to work with and change later on. So first of all, choose a color to work with. Down in your palette, color palette, down here on the left, bottom left, if you select that, you can control the sliders and just pick any color across the entire spectrum that you want to work with. Use something completely bright and different to anything else on the photograph. Don't use black or white because that won't work. So just pick, I'm going to choose a bright pink, you can choose a bright green, bright red, it doesn't matter, we're going to change it anyway, it's just to work as a base color. So select that, and we're going to be working with the brush tool to color in the eyes here. So again, using the hotkey, you press B for brush, or again, I'll show you just for the sake of it, the brush tool is here on the left hand side, so you can just select that with the mouse, but it's better just to press B and that will have select the brush for you. So we've got our color selected, we've got the brush tool selected, ready to color in. There's 2 settings we first of all need to change on the brush settings before we go ahead and color in the eyes. So at the top here you've got a list of controls for your brush. Now you don't need to worry too much about them, but if you see this one with a number here, you click on that and that will create a drop down menu where you can control the size and hardness of the brush. Now the size obviously changes the size of the brush head. You can see there, if we make it small, it gets smaller. And the hardness, that controls the pixel edge. So I'll just show you. If you put to 100% and click, the brush has a very defined edge. If you bring it down to 0%, it's a lot softer, more like a spray paint can. So we want 0% hardness, and we want a brush size that's the same size as the pupil. So you could use the slider here to drag it up and down till you get the right size, but the problem with that is you have to drag it up and down, see that it's too big or too small, go back, drag it down, still too big, go back. Don't do that. Use the hotkey again, which is square bracket. So if you press the square bracket right, it makes the brush size bigger. If you press the square bracket left, it makes it smaller. And that's you can do the same for other tools. If you're using maybe the eraser tool or the pen, the square brackets will change the size. So we've got our 0% hardness, we've got our pink color selected, and we just want to use the square brackets left and right until we can get the brush size the same size as the pupil. And once we've done that, we just simply click once with the mouse and that'll color in the eyes. So we've got our base color to work with. So that's step 3 done. Step 4, we're going to change the blending mode. Now blending modes deserve a lesson, a tutorial all of their own, so I won't go into too much detail here, but all you need to know for this lesson is that you want a blending mode called overlay. Blending modes are available here in the layers palette, and you can see where it will be set to normal as the default. If you just click on that and go down to overlay, there's lots to choose from. I use blending modes all the time, but the only two I ever seem to use are overlay and multiply. I've been using Photoshop for years, and there's so many here that I haven't even touched before. So there's lots to choose from. All you need to know is overlay is the one we need for this. And again, I'll explain more about blending modes in another lesson. But now we've changed it to overlay. That's just changed how the eyes layer affects the lays on top of the background layer. So you can see we originally had it on normal, looked like that. We change it to overlay and it looks like that. So it's already looking a lot better now and a little bit more realistic. And now we're on to step 5, which is change the eye color, which we have essentially already done, but like I said, this is just a base color. So we're going to use the hue saturation controls to change the eye color further. You could go to image, adjustments, and then select hue saturation, but again, I'm all about the hotkeys and it's a good habit to get into and learn. And you can see there Command U tells you what it is, so we're going to go back and do that. Command U or Control U on a PC. So that opens up your hue saturation box, and now all you do is slide the hue back and forth and that changes the eye color. You can see there's 3 sliders here: hue, saturation and lightness. And if you can mess around with all of these, you'll be able to get more of a realistic effect. So if we just use the hue, you can see it's quite extreme. It's fun, but it doesn't look particularly realistic. If you start messing around with the saturation and the lightness, however, you can see you can create a much more realistic eye color. Just mess around and get something you want. Let's say I went for sort of bright green, and that's that. Press OK and you're done. But you can play around with that dialog box as much as you want. So that's how to change the eye color. 5 simple steps. I would suggest you go ahead and try it out on your own image, and when you're happy, you can press the little, there's an eye button, eye selection tool next to your layers, and if you press that on and off, you can see what it looks like with and without your changes made. So once you're happy, you can then go to File and Save As, and save as a JPEG or whatever you want to save it as. Let's just save it as a JPEG, new eye color, save to desktop. Boom, that's done. Good luck, and yeah, try it out with eyes, you can do the same to clothes, hair, graphics, whatever. So hopefully that's a fun lesson to start with, and we'll encourage you to want to go and learn more. So yeah, good luck.